Talk about Shawn Kemp, one of the premier power forwards in the game, and Gary Payton is having the best season of his career.
And we are underway. And a violation on the tip. It will go to Minnesota. George Karl was in the CBA as a longtime coach and a couple stints in the NBA. And interestingly enough, Flip Saunders had the same kind of background as George.
You get good coaches out of the CBA. You talk about Flip Saunders and George Karl, and the guy we're going to see Friday night, Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson. You talk about three great alums from that Continental Basketball Association. Talking about those three. And Gugliotta over Johnson. Garnett fight for the ball. Ahead to Johnson from Payton, and a two-point lead for the Seattle SuperSonics.
This is what Seattle is very good at doing, is getting out in the open court. The Timberwolves cannot allow that to happen, especially when the center beats everyone down the floor.
Here comes Ryder into Johnson, a little mismatch, and there is Ryder stepping out of bounds as he worked down the baseline. And a delay of game will be called against Minnesota. That is a warning.
You see J.R. Ryder tries to take the big guy baseline, but Irvin Johnson moves his feet very well to cut J.R. Ryder off and forces him to go out to bounds.
Now here comes Gary Payton working up against Derek Martin. A whistle and a foul down below and away from the ball, and it's called on Ryder. He's got his first foul tonight.
J.R. must stay out of foul trouble tonight because the Wolves will need his offensive scoring punch.
But you know, as many things as he does, Trent, he does not find himself in foul trouble all that often.
No, he knows that he cannot afford to pick up cheap fouls. Just try to play good, solid defense.
Payton again, with the patented back to the basket move, and then he whips it inside, and Shrimp absolutely had the rookie Garnett's head turned around like Linda Blair in The Exorcist.
That was bad communication between J.R. Ryder and Kevin Garnett to free up depth of Shrimp.
Ryder to Leitner. Nice entry pass, and there's a whistle and a foul called inside on the Sonics, who will not be afraid to, won't show any fear whatsoever. And bodying you inside, that time Hersey Hawkins drew the foul. Number 33.
You know, J.R. makes a good pass. That was nice recognition by J.R. Ryder, knowing that Leitner had the advantage over Hersey Hawkins in the lane.
Some people say that Ryder may be as good a passer as there is on this Minnesota team right now.
And he's a special player, Kevin. He can do so many things, and you know, he can score, he can rebound, but when you watch J.R. Ryder play a total basketball game, he is a great passer.
Sonics by 2. Kemp, nice knock away by Gugliotta, out of bounds. Shot clock is down to 14 with a minute and a half gone here in the first quarter from Seattle. $90 million it took to renovate this building. They went down. They kept the roof the same. The overall beam structure is the same, but they dug down and made this into one of the class facilities, as Jess Kersey has a word with Isaiah Ryder. $90 million.
Just a small check, huh?
Sonics paid about $35-40 million of that. Hersey Hawkins. And a rebound to Tom Gugliotta, who had a double-double last night with points and rebounds in the win over Sacramento. Martin spins off the defense of Payton. And Johnson with the knock away. There's another steal for the Sonics. Ahead it goes to Hawkins with the quick release. Good move by Martin into Kemp. Knocked away by Leitner. And 17 on the shot clock as the Sonics, wearing brand new uniforms this year, will inbound the ball.
The Timberwolves must get back in defense to stop the Sonics' fast break.
Kemp with outside shooting. And a rebound inside by Kevin Garnett of Minnesota. Now the rebounding even at 2. Minnesota has missed their first 2 shots tonight from the field. Derek Martin with the shot clock down to 9. Gugliotta working on Hawkins inside. And gets it off to Leitner for 2, and we're tied at 4.
That's a great look by Googs, finding Christian Leitner open under the basket. Good basketball by the Wolves.
Leitner has scored both field goals so far. Here's Kemp inside. Doubled by both Gugliotta and Leitner, and they gave him room to roll.
He's very tough down low, Kevin. He's so strong. He's so athletic. Once he makes his move to the basket and he elevates, there's no way you can stop Shawn Kemp.
But they almost conceded the basket. They were there as Leitner again will begin the game with another basket. He is 3 of 3 from the field.
And we talked about the Timberwolves must move the ball with the pass. And when you move the ball with the pass against the Seattle SuperSonics, you can get good shots.
Hayden again. Gugliotta flashed it. Hayden takes it across the lane, and a whistle and a foul. It was just knocked away. There was a foul inside. It was called on Derek Martin. That's a tough chore tonight as he, Flip Saunders, the Minnesota coach, asked to guard Gary Payton.
What's amazing, Ken, about Gary Payton, the last time he was in Minneapolis, he was hurt, and we thought he was out for the season, but he recovered very quickly.
Came back. It was a leg injury as the spinner by Kemp will not go in. Rebound by Gugliotta. Garnett's got a couple rebounds now, and down court it goes to Tommy. Ryder draws the double. Gugliotta's outside, and Schrempf comes up on him with the shot clock showing 10. Ryder took it inside, and he travels. He's had a tough beginning.
Yeah, and you know that J.R. Ryder was open on that bounce pass, but Seattle was so quick to react to that backdoor pass by Gugliotta. That's the sign of a very, very good defensive basketball team.
Ryder and the Wolves with 2 turnovers apiece, and here comes Schrempf. Nice screen by Johnson for Hawkins. Mercy Hawkins gives him that great outside shooter.
You know, JR is going to see downstream. He's going to see double screen. So his work is cut out tonight trying to guard Hersey Hawkins.
Later up a very active center. Irvin Johnson, number 50, comes on top now. That clears the middle, but there's Kemp on Garnett, and Garnett knocks it in from outside. He's got his first 2 tonight.
That's a big shot for Kevin Garnett. He needs to get off to a good start tonight.
Inside Kemp. Oh, that's going to fall with a great move inside. Kemp has got 4.
That's an all-star play, Kevin.
Well, he's made it 3 consecutive times. It's pretty easy to see why when he comes up with great shots like that. Down to 7:40 remaining in the first quarter. Leitner got it from Martin. Schrempf was on Gugliotta. Johnson tries to guard Leitner. That would be a pretty good match for Leitner, but that time knocked out of his hands. And it's off Minnesota.
It's going to be tough, Kevin, to beat the Sonics off the dribble tonight because they trap so well. You must pass the ball. That's the way you can beat this trapping defense.
Schrempf down low, working on the rookie. Schrempf is a player with a lot of guile, and Peyton outside with the miss. And the rebound knocked out of bounds. It is off of Garnett. Peyton will inbound, who has 4 assists on the 5 field goals so far of Siena. So he is obviously building up those numbers in the assist category. Down low, Peyton posted and working on Martin. Rebound by Christian Leitner of Minnesota. He's got his first tonight. Ryder the other way, into Hawkins. And over Kemp. Rebound by Schrempf. Under 7 to play now in the first quarter. 50% shooting for the Sonics, 50% shooting for Minnesota from the floor. Hawkins for 3. Kemp took it away from Gugliotta, comes up with it behind the back to Hawkins inside. Gary Payton tapped up and in. Irvin Johnson.
That was a spectacular pass by Sean Kemp. But the Timberwolves must rebound by committee. I mean by that, everyone must rebound tonight against the Sonics.
Sonics by 4. This equals their biggest lead. And Martin working on Payton. Gugliotta has Schrempf and a whistle and a foul away from the ball. And a foul called inside on Sean Kemp. That's his first. 12-8, Seattle.
I don't know. Who knows what Chris said to Jess, but whatever it was, he shouldn't say it again.
Well, he said Trent Tucker doesn't know what he's talking about. Jess was sticking up for him, so I thought that was very nice of Jess to do that. You know Jess pretty good from your days playing in the NBA.
I will thank Jess for that one.
Yeah. Leitner for 2, and Christian Leitner from the field has started the game 4 of 4. He's got 8 points.
That's a good start for the Wolves to see Leitner off to a good start. He must continue to shoot that ball when that jump shot presents itself.
Schrempf inside through traffic, weaving free. Jackson couldn't come up with it. Schrempf does and comes up with 2.
Kevin, you can't get the Sonics 2 and 3 chances to score on the offensive end because they are too good of a basketball team.
Whistle away from the ball and down low, and it's called on Johnson.
Foul on number 50, Irvin Johnson.
That's his first.
13 foul called against the SuperSonics.
5.5 to play here in the first quarter. Shrimp on him. Illegal defense called on Seattle.
Illegal defense. Called against Seattle in first defense.
Leitner has started the game for Minnesota on a tear.
Open again, get out.
5:20 in the first quarter. Leitner again. They're going right at Johnson. He's hot. They should look. Good fake by Leitner. His first miss from the field. Kemp volleyballs it off to Shrimp. Johnson with the early release, and to the rack he goes for two.
That's backcourt bounce by the Timberwolves. That's the second time that Urban Johnson has been out on the break.
Ryder on the break, and he moved quickly, and he really had a chance to set up on his shot that time.
He took his time. He gathered himself and took a nice 15-foot jump shot.
Something that goes back to what you said a couple weeks ago about a shooter showing patience. Something he did. Oh, Hawkins with the splashing move inside. Johnson chips up and in his own miss.
Kevin, if the Timberwolves continue to give up second and third chances to the Seattle SuperSonics, it will be a long night for them.
Urban Johnson is only averaging 4 points a game. Already he's got 8, so he's already in the first quarter. Ryder for 2. Isaiah's hit 2 in a row, and each time really setting up nicely.
He was under control, and the Timberwolves must be able to make some outside shots tonight against the Seattle SuperSonics.
Another 4-point lead for the Sonics, who have led by 6. Shrimp with a swirling move inside. Detlef Shrimp.
You know, he's very good at creating shots, and that was a nice move by Detlef Shrimp.
Another steal by the Sonics, and they got numbers with Shrimp on the drive by Gugliotta. They call him for the trouble. Wipe it away.
He could not get his ponies under control.
Minnesota ball substitution for the SuperSonics.
Here it is again.
As you see, Shrimp takes 1, 2, 3, 4 steps to the basket. That's a no-no in basketball.
Minnesota already has 4 turnovers, 2 for the Sonics. Leitner again has been red hot. He's only missed 1 shot from the field. Draws the assignment of Urban Johnson. A flash from Vincent Oskey, who's in the game, and Leitner can't make it work, but he was fouled inside. And that is a matchup that George Karl's going to have to change, because Johnson cannot keep up with the quicker Leitner.
You notice no one on the Sonics team doubled down because they believe that Urban Johnson can guard Christian Leitner, but the Timberwolves think they have the advantage there.
And again, Johnson's gone 4 of 5 against Leitner, but a lot of the scoring we've seen from Urban Johnson has been something quick down floor, tapping up and in his own misses. Timberwolves basketball brought to you in part by Aflac Twin Cities. Close the gaps in your insurance with Aflac. And it's a 4-point game. Sonics 20-16. Leitner with 10 first quarter points. Shrimp on Garnett. Again, Minnesota's defense can't hold on. And again, they slide in. Payton gets the 2 that time.
I mean, Gary Payton causes problems for smaller point guards because he has the ability to post up and make things happen.
Gugliotta from the free throw line. Tom Gugliotta adds to Minnesota's shooting. 7 of 11. Wolves are from the floor.
So the Wolves will get some outside looks tonight, and they must be able to knock them down.
Here comes Payton again. Nice cross-court feed to Kemp. There's Johnson again, cleaning up and putting it in. Leitner and Johnson jousting from baseline to baseline, and that time Johnson comes up with another 2. He's got 10. Leitner's got 10. Folks, we've got a great matchup in the middle. This is the Timberwolves Television Basketball Network. The one thing about this building, which is the most appealing, is that the end zones are not gradually spread out. They are going straight up, so the angle is so good for the people in the end zones. We're trying to get a shot of that. A lot of brand new buildings have the end zone seats that go way back. In fact, the Target Center is a little bit guilty of that. Here, they go straight up, and it's very, very nice for the fans. It's Martin into Gugliotta. Leitner swings it out to Ryder. He's hit 2 in a row. He's hit 3 in a row. Ryder's on fire.
That was a nice quick move by J.R. Ryder, taking the ball strong to the baseline and using that great jumping ability that he has to explode over Shawn Kemp.
Here's Shrimp to Payton. He draws the quick double. Garnett with a nice recognition right there. Shot clock at 7. Speed to Johnson. Johnson's got 10 points already, 5 rebounds. 4 on the offensive glass.
But that's the shot you want Irvin Johnson taking. A shot out on the floor.
He's at 3 in a row as they wind down the first quarter. He's got the hot hand, as does Layton. That's been a great 1-2 punch for Minnesota. Layton now working on Johnson again. He hasn't stopped him before. That's the second time right there. 2 misses now from Layton, 3 of 5. One time Layton missed before. Trouble setting up in the lane. What a turnover there as you see the hustle of the Sonics and a timeout taken by Martin on the floor. 20-second timeout. And this timeout is brought to you by Aflac Twin Cities. That was very sweet. Thank you very much.
And I would say happy Valentine's Day to you too, Kevin, also.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Here come the Wolves, down by 4, 1:22 remaining in the first quarter.
Look how good Gary Payton is on that basketball.
The steal, the pass, a flush.
And the finish.
Ooh, shrimp. Gary Payton now has 5 assists and 2 points. We're still in the first quarter. This is a very tough matchup for Minnesota tonight. They have a very difficult time against the Sonics. And Layton working on Shrimp. So here's a different matchup. They're taking Johnson off it. They got Shrimp on Layton. And then Johnson comes with the rejection. And Layton hits the shot anyway.
Boy, that was great presence of mind by Christian Layton to recover that quickly.
Kemp. Ooh. Very nice move.
I mean, if you're going to foul the guy under the basket, make sure that he doesn't finish the play. As you watch Layton pump fakes and Irvin Johnson comes over and swats the ball away, but Layton with the quick reaction to recover and put the ball up very quickly. As you see Sean Kemp taking the ball strong to the basket.
And a nice setup by Detlef Schrempf.
I mean, here's a guy who is very versatile. He can pass the ball. He can beat you one-on-one. And if you bag off of him, he can make the outside shot.
He's versatile. He's mobile. He's agile.
He's everything.
He is everything. And he's wearing our guys. It just matched. Ryder. Sam Perkins comes in the game right now. There's a foul called on Vincent Askew. We had a nice game last night in Seattle's win down in Phoenix. They won by 4. 102-98 the Sonics did. In the Valley of the Sun, that is a much improved Phoenix team. Josh Barkley, Hale, and Hardy. That KJ, although he didn't play last night with the hamstring, but Danny Manning is back. That team's going to be much improved.
And Vincent Askew made a big defensive play at the end of the game.
He did. He took one for the team, as they say.
He'll take one for the boys.
Yes. Wow. 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Here is Isaiah Ryder. 1 of 1. That sign, by the way, there says brick. As in throwing up a brick in that last free throw.
And I thought it was for Frank Bukowski.
Oh,
because his nickname is Brick. You know,
yeah, I know that.
That's what I thought. But
well, I'm trying to tie the story together here. T-squared. Quarter now in the game, working on Payton. Oh, and a great spin by Payton. Freed himself and banks it home. Gary Payton.
That's a great play by Gary Payton. I mean, coming out of college, this guy has really improved his offensive game.
Layton's been hot, 4 of 7. He misses at the buzzer, and we go to the second quarter with the Sonics enjoying their biggest lead tonight. They lead by 8, 31-23. 2 centers have combined for 22 points so far through 1 quarter of play. Johnson for the Sonics is now on the bench, and Christian Layton, who is now on the bench for Minnesota. Ryder knocked it away. Had a big steal last night. Has a big steal right there. Corner ahead to Gugliotta. And it's a 6-point game. Here comes Frank Bukowski, a journeyman if there's ever been one in the NBA, but he always seems to help every team he goes to.
He's always on good basketball teams because he is a solid basketball player.
He's a hard-nosed player. Bukowski. McMillan with the feed. Bukowski with the 2.
I mean, Frank Bukowski will not hurt you. He will only help your basketball team.
We're just into the second quarter. Minnesota shooting 58%. Sonics at 59%. There's a whistle, and it's called on Seattle, and Nate McMillan picks it up. I've always thought that he is as underrated a player as this league has ever known.
He's very good. I mean, Here's a guy who has had a lot of injuries during his basketball career, but he's bounced back, and he's always finds a place to play on good basketball teams.
Sean Rooks is in the game now, working down low on Burkowski. Another steal. Ryder throws it away. Here comes Askew, and he works on Sam Mitchell. And at the other end, they call the goaltend on Ryder.
Once you turn the basketball over, you must get back in transition because the Sonics will push the ball down your throat.
Isaiah's had a good game in some respects. He's 3 of 4, but he's turned the ball over a couple times. And here's Porter now working. And illegal defense, the second of which is called against the Sonics. And that becomes a technical shot and possession for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
You know, Kevin, you talk about the center matchup between Laettner and Johnson. I mean, you expect Christian Laettner to come out and score 12 points. Not Irvin Johnson. That's a big, big plus to the Sonics.
Here's Isaiah. 18 last night in the Minnesota win at Sacramento, which is a difficult place for a lot of teams to win. Sacramento is a much improved team this year. So the win last night, when you've got Seattle on the docket the very next game, Flip Saunders means a lot. That win last night was huge. If they lost last night, coming into tonight where the odds are against them, it's been a very difficult work.
Yes, it would have, because they played so well against Sacramento, led by 10 and gave that game up. As you see, Gary Payton makes another steal.
But then there's Burkowski, and he's got 3 guys around him, and he gets the foul nonetheless, and he'll go to the free throw line. So, foul is called on Sean Rooks. Another steal for Gary Payton.
I mean, he's so good in the passing lanes. That's why he's the #1 steal guy in the NBA. Here's Frank Burkowski just following Gary Payton's miss.
Payton has 3 steals. There's Burkowski. Knocks in the 1. He's played with, like I said before, it seems like every team in the league he is at one time or another played with. Most notably, he's been with Milwaukee, where he blew out a knee, came back, rehabbed the knee, and now he didn't wear a brace on the knee. And the explosion in that knee was amongst the worst the doctors had seen. He came back, and he gives the Sonics an 11-point lead, which is their biggest lead tonight.
You know, hard work and determination will get you back through adversity.
Ryder again travels with the ball. Ryder's got 2 turnovers in this quarter already. And he has 4 for the game. And Isaiah will take a breather, and they'll bring in Doug West. It's hard to fault Ryder because he's trying so hard to make things happen. Like we said, from the field, he's already 3 of 4. Perkins into Gugliotta. Burkowski thought about the 3, and the hesitation cost him because he's called for the traveling violation. That's the 5th turnover on the Sonics.
That was a smart move by Sean Rooks, not rushing out to challenge Frank Burkowski. If Frank wants to take the 20-footer, let him take the 20-footer.
Minnesota's got 8 turnovers. There's some of that patented trapping defense we have come to know and appreciate from the Sonics. A miss right there by Gugliotta. And here comes McMillan the other way. Burkowski, he's got a nice outside shot.
If he can beat you from there, let it be so.
Minnesota's going to call a timeout. When Burkowski starts hitting shots like that, you've got to reassess your defense. So the Sonics, who won last night, have the best record in the West, have a lead of 13 on the Timberwolves television network.
I think that JR's made some improvement in those. You know, I know a lot of times people say, well, he's maybe not scoring as many points as he did last year. But it's not a matter of scoring points. It's how you fit into the team concept. And I think that's something he's really made a conscious effort to do more of.
Sam Mitchell called for the treble. Thank you, Tom. And that is the 9th Minnesota turnover of the first half. We've got 9:15 remaining in the second.
Against Seattle, you must make quick decisions. If you second-guess yourself, they will hurt you.
Rebound by Porter on the Perkins miss. Gugliotta got a great feed and caught it in mid-stride.
That was a great pass by Terry Porter in traffic. Great catch by Gugliotta.
Minnesota trails 39-28. Little outside jumper by Sleepy Sam Perkins. That stroke is so smooth and so fluid.
That's his patented turnaround jump shot from the baseline.
Played with the Lakers, ran with Dallas, now with Seattle. Sam Perkins, number 14. Here comes Gugliotta on Brakowski. Another turnover by Minnesota. They got 10. 3-on-2. Hawkins. Askew up and down for 2. The Sonics lead it 43-28.
Kevin, we talked about trying to beat the Sonics team with the dribble. That's a no-no because they're too good defensively.
Another turnover. 11 turnovers for Minnesota. They had 23 last night in Sacramento. Brakowski for 3. Brakowski has scored 9 second quarter points, and he's got this crowd in a frenzy.
Two guys have really hurt the Timberwolves. Urban Johnson in the first quarter, Frank Brakowski in the second quarter.
So Brakowski with 9 off the bench in the second quarter. It's 46-28, the Sonics.
I mean, their defense is creating offense for the Sonics, and that's why the Timberwolves are down 18 points, because Seattle's defense has been tremendous.
So defense drives their offense. West drives down the lane, comes up with 2, fouled on the play. Hawkins picked it up as Doug West smashes inside.
Against the Sonics, you must make quick decisions, and Doug West made up his mind that he was taking the ball to the basket, and that's what you must do against this Sonics team.
But now you talked before about teams being patient. Minnesota having to be patient with their shots, with their offense. It would seem to counter that philosophy you use against most teams by making that quick decision and then committing to what you're doing.
You must, because if you think long against the Sonics, you think long.
So you got to be patient, but you got to act quickly.
Right.
And that seems like a very different, it's hard to say, let alone hard to do. There's Askew. 7.5 minutes remaining in the first half. With Tom Hanneman and Trent Tucker, Kevin Harlan courtside from the Key Arena, the brand new $90 million facility just underneath the Space Needle, and a foul is called on Sean Brooks. This building was initially constructed back in 1962 for the World's Fair. But as Tom told you earlier, they dug down, what, top 30 feet, I think you told us earlier on, and that set up everything, which they got kind of a pit effect right now. Hawkins hits the 3.
You cannot leave Hersey Hawkins by himself. One of the great three-point shooters in the NBA, and you must find him.
7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Here's Doug West, picked up by Nate McMillan, who played at North Carolina State. Brakowski comes over for the double. Layton with a nice feed to Porter. Gets the mismatch against Perkins and scoops it home.
That was a great play by Terry Porter.
McMillan the other way. Perkins to Askew, good ball rotation to Brakowski. Throws up the triple and the miss, and a rebound by Rooks, who had a nice game last night in Sacramento.
Yes, he did, Kevin.
Offense looks a little bit out of whack right now, a little bit out of sync. As Mitchell finds Layton, and Brakowski finds Layton. And there's West, shot clock at 3, knocked away, another steal, another Minnesota turnover. It's Askew with the 2-on-2. Great move by Mitchell. Takes it inside. Porter draws the foul.
That was a nice hesitation move by Vincent Askew. But the Sonics defense is so good and so quick. You see Nate McMillan knocks this ball away. Something he's very good at doing is reaching down and knocking the ball away down low. And watch Askew with a nice hesitation dribble to get past Sam Mitchell.
Vincent Askew played for Memphis State, then Memphis State, now the University of Memphis. Was going to go to Kansas on a transfer, left school, was brought up in some NCAA investigation, bounced around a little bit, now has found a home here in Seattle. The first 10,000 fans coming to see the Wolves take on the Rockets February 21st will receive a free Timberwolves cap. All courtesy of our good friends and partners at First Bank. Halfway through the second quarter, Sonics, who have led by as many as 18, lead by 17. West against Hawkins. Mitchell against Brakowski. Mitchell does about the smartest thing. That's shoot outside. He misses. Rebound by Hawkins to McMillan to Brakowski at the other end. Brakowski's in fuego. He's got 11 points. They cannot stop the brick.
You know, that's bad court balance by the Timberwolves. We're seeing Urban Johnson get out on the fast break for 2 layups. He's a center. Now Frank Rakowski, his backup, he also now is out on the break. That just can't happen.
Kemp got in there a little bit early. They didn't call the violation.
He's an all-star.
He's an all-star. And a former high school player who did not go to college, at the Trinity Junior College down in Texas, did not play after he was unable to get the grades to play at Kentucky. Western side, another turnover. And it's picked up by McMillan, who goes the other way. He's got players on both flanks. He's got a trailer. And he goes to Hawkins and wide open for 3. Good rebound by Mitchell. A loose ball foul. That's called inside. And it's on Derek Martin.
We talked about the Timberwolves offense being out of sync. A great defense will cause you to play bad offense.
And I'm going to ask you this again, and I know I've asked you this before, but it seems to me when the philosophy is so simple, the path should be easy to take, and that is, why don't more teams play more defense? Why don't they make that more of a priority and handle it that way?
If you look at the great teams in the NBA, there are only a few. And the reason why they win year in and year out is because of their great defense. The Chicago Bulls, 3-time champions. The Houston Rockets, 2-time champions. The Pistons, the Lakers, the Celtics, the 76ers are all great defensive teams.
That's a good point. Here in Seattle, they're doing it right now.
Yes.
Playing the defense. They want to play defense. They're rewarded for defense. This is an interesting ball club, the Sonics team. This Garnett will take the 3 and the rebound off the fingertips of Leighton. During the Super Bowl, their coach, George Karl, had the team plane, the Sonics team plane, fly the entire team to Phoenix for 2 days in Phoenix to watch the Super Bowl. This is a very close ball club, but they do things like that bring together unity as the Sonics turn it over. They lead by 22. Martin knocked away by McMillan, picked up by Brakowski. And here comes Brakowski. Leitner tried to hold him, couldn't get it. Coast to coast! Brakowski can't make it work.
That's the tale of this basketball game. Frank Brakowski takes the ball coast to coast, and no one, I mean no one, steps in front of Frank Brakowski. I mean, look at this. The smallest man on the Timberwolves team have to step up and knock down Frank Brakowski as he gets leveled.
Speaking of knocking, hello. 4 fouls now on Derek Martin. Flagrant foul, Brakowski at the line.
Vincent Askew said, "Hey, Derek, welcome to the party."
That was a major league pick.
You know, Kevin, I would be mad at the guy who was guarding Vincent Askew.
Anyway, George Karl has done some different things, but one of the things he did was get the team plane, paid for the tickets, the Super Bowl tickets for his coaching staff, the training staff, and the players out of his own pocket. Flew the team down to Phoenix for the Super Bowl.
I mean, George makes big bucks, you know something.
I don't care. Those tickets are going for $300 apiece. There's a turnover on the Sonics. And a foul called inside on Sean Kemp.
They paid $90 million to renovate this building.
You know, 300. Let's figure this out. Hanny, can you help us? 300 times, 14 players, 4 assistant coaches, and 3 trainers. Tom is our math whiz. We'll have him figure that cost out. And they lose it in the corner, and it's a whistle, and it's a foul called on the Sonics. 14 players, 4 assistant coaches, 3 trainers, $300 a ticket, plus I think the team picked up the charter. Tom, you got the number for us? What was that again?
$6,000
out of his pocket.
Yep.
It's pretty impressive.
A small change to George.
I don't think 6,000 is shortchanged to anybody. That's a lot of jack, man. That's a lot of cabbage. Here comes Leitner into Brakowski. Ball knocked away by Hawkins, and a foul is called. Brakowski picks it up.
Boy, the Sonics are so good at attacking that basketball. Anytime that ball goes on the floor, you will see 2 and 3 guys around that ball.
West working on Hawkins. Into Brakowski and off the glass. Rebound by Kemp. Ahead to Schrempf. Picked off. And clear the runway. Here's plate 5. Up and down. The high hard one. Put up and in by Doug West.
That was pretty.
3.5 to play. We're in the first half. Brakowski. Rebound by Sam Mitchell of Minnesota. Wolves are down only -3 in rebounding, 14-11. Here comes Porter. Leitner with the ball. Kemp with the knockaway, another steal, another turnover. Payton, hold on, and they can't get it off to Hawkins. Here comes Garnett the other way, but the Sonics have 2 deep. Garnett with a finger roll that won't drop. Rebound by Kemp. He clears it out. Little track meet here in the Emerald City. There's a hole and Schrempf crashes into Leitner. And a foul called on Christian.
Kevin, when you get easy opportunities like the Wolves are getting sometimes on the break, they must be able to cash in because the Sonics are so good in transition, and any little mistake you make, they will make you pay for it. Sean Kemp was standing out of bounds.
Yes, he was.
As you watch Detlef Schrempf take the ball strong to the goal.
Detlef Schrempf. Ryder will set the check in here in just a second. Schrempf came in the trade from the Indiana Pacers. They got Derek McKee. Seattle got Schrempf. And that was not a popular trade initially up here in Seattle, but it's worked out beautifully for the Sonics.
It has. I think that trade has worked out for both teams.
Yes.
Derek McKee is playing great basketball for the Pacers. And I think Detlef Schrempf has found a home here in Seattle.
Mitchell will leave. Ryder is back in. Cliff wants to get more offense in there. But, you know, Sam has been playing about as well as any offensive player on the team.
Yes, he has.
Sam has had a fantastic season. And his influence and Porter's influence in the locker room has been immeasurable.
Yes, I mean, you can't, there's no price tag for that, Kevin.
Garnett, who continues to gain an experience and pass the ball and play defense like no one expected. And Porter for 3. He had a big-time triple last night in Sacramento. Schrempf to Payton, to David Wingate, who's back in the game. Johnson is back in. Payton working on Porter. That's what Porter has got to do to Gary Payton. Rough him up a little bit.
All night long, the Timberwolves are 1 step behind the Sonics. As you see, Irvin Johnson makes a nice pass to a cutting Gary Payton, and Terry Porter was trailing him. You must get in front of the cutter and not be trailing him because that will lead to easy baskets.
Gary Payton was having some words with Garnett. I don't recall a game that Garnett is faced as much verbal abuse as he's taken tonight. I don't know if he'll admit it after the game, but I have seen almost to a player the Sonics talking to him. Kemp has talked to him. Payton has been talking, and I don't know if it's been very flattering. I think they're really going at him verbally.
Well, they're trying to get inside of his head, trying to disrupt his flow of the game.
Leitner working on Johnson. Porter for 3, and he knocks down the triple.
Boy, that was great patience by the Timberwolves, being able to make the extra pass.
Payton working on West. 1:45 remaining. What a nice spin by Payton. What a nice dish off and a good fake, but it was too much of a fake, and they call Irvin Johnson for the travel.
Couldn't get those feet planted. He shuffled those big feet just a little.
You know who's got the biggest feet in the NBA? Not Will Perdue.
Shaq Daddy.
Yeah, oversized 22. No, those are not the biggest, but they're big. Leitner's got big feet. Johnson's got big feet. But Shaquille O'Neal, the biggest feet in the NBA, he is oversized. He's 22.5. And Ryder with the miss. And finally Schrempf, who tried to cock it and throw it down court, but he finally gets it to Payton, who's at the midcourt stripe. And there's Schrempf. Threw it away. One of the rare turnovers tonight for the Sonics.
The Timberwolves now must try to finish strong here in the second quarter. Take that little momentum that they can get at the end of this quarter into the locker room and maybe come out with a fresh start in the third quarter.
Minnesota has never led in the game. We had a couple early ties. That's been about it. Last tie was at 4. That's all she wrote from that point on. Here's Ryder working on Shrimp with a mismatch here, and the 3 by Isaiah, who puts it down. He is 4 of 6 from the field, and 1 of 2 from downtown. Shrimp with the miss. Rebound by Christian Laettner with under a minute to play here in the first half. Stay tuned. Tom Hammond has stories and highlights, and he's got the look at the NBA tonight. Kevin Garnett comes up with 2, and Garnett in the game for Minnesota's got 4.
This is positive for the Timberwolves to finish strong to end this quarter out.
Peyton working on Porter. Good screen by Shrimp. They had the mismatch moments ago. It collapses, and there's Shrimp getting it from Porter. Another from Peyton. Good take by Porter, and Peyton misses the 3. Rebound by Kevin Garnett. He now has 4 rebounds. Takes it up court. Off to Porter, into Ryder, and Isaiah has it rejected by Irvin Johnson. He's having a good first half.
A very good first half.
Shrimp, watch out for that 5-second count. Of course, it's only 5/10 of the second minute. We are at the half. And Seattle played some pretty good basketball, I'd say. They scored 61 first half points, although Minnesota has a 8-0 run to end the second quarter of play. Sonics.
But the turnovers will kill you against the Sonics. Their defense is so good, and Kevin, we talked about it. You must pass the ball against the Sonics to get good, quick shots. You cannot beat this defense with the dribble. As you see, Christian Laettner comes out and has a very good first half by scoring 12 points. He must continue to be aggressive on the offensive end, and so has J.R. Ryder.
And then there's Burkowski's 14 points for Seattle.
2 guys on that team, Burkowski and Irvin Johnson, at the center position. They have 24 points between them. That's a big plus for the Sonics.
Minnesota had 15 turnovers in the first half. Sonics had 10 steals. They turned that into 9 points. Seemed like more because their defense, but what you don't see there is their defense just dictating the flow of the game, dictating the tempo of the game, and really handcuffing the Wolves.
I mean, it really took the Timberwolves out of their offensive sets.
Hawkins.
That's a great play.
2-point shot.
A little brush screen to free up Hawkins for the open jump shot. On that play, J.R. Ryder must follow over that screen.
Ryder again, got high, rebound by Irvin Johnson. Shrimp. I don't know who he was talking to, although Jess Kersey was over there.
He saw somebody over there.
I didn't. He saw somebody who's right. Maybe it was Hanny. He was all time. Laettner travels on the baseline. 16 Minnesota turnovers.
Does Andy have on a white shirt?
He does. It's Valentine's Day. He's got a heart on. He's ready.
He's into the ball game.
He is set. He's decked out in his Valentine's attire. Laettner knocked it away. Ahead it goes to Martin, now to Ryder, and a little bit behind him, but nonetheless he fetches the ball. We'll think about the 3. He'll take the 3 and he'll miss it. Goods tried to tap it in.
Yes, when in doubt, shoot.
That's what they've been doing. Here's Kemp. What a great feature that was by Tom at halftime. Shrimp got it from Kemp. No relation.
The Timberwolves are not here. I mean, they are slow. Guys are open under the basket. Their energy level is low. Someone must be able to pick up the Wolves' energy.
Ryder knocked away by Johnson off of Seattle. Kemp just about had it. Johnson's got 3 blocked shots so far in the game.
You know, he might be a key to this Seattle team come playoff time. A guy who can control the middle of the lane.
7 seconds on the shot clock. Ryder knocked away. 4 blocked shots by Johnson. Here come the Sonics. Kemp to Schrempf. And tap. It's off of Minnesota. Did Jess bite his tongue?
Somebody popped Jess. I think Mercy Hawkins' hand hit Jess, as you see Irvin Johnson.
I think he bit his tongue.
Sliding that shot away.
Chewing food. Here comes Kemp working into Gugliotta. Hawkins. Schrempf. Hawkins lost it. Gugliotta's got it. And it goes out to Ryder. We may see some wide open basketball in the second half. Look at Isaiah Klein.
That's a bad decision by J.R. Ryder. He had a 3-on-1 fast break. You must have the basketball in that situation.
That was a charge on Ryder, not a travel. He made the traveling thing anyway. That's a charge.
Not a good decision by J.R.
Hawkins against Ryder. Shot clock down to 7. Heaton for 3.
Hayden place.
Well, he rules it. He plays very well. He loves playing hard. It's a great crowd here in Seattle. Close to a solid again tonight. The second game all season that has not been sold.
I mean, boys, Gary Payton's hands quick. I mean, he's always around the basketball. If he's not stealing the ball, he's deflecting the ball.
A 7-0 run by the Sonics here to begin the second half. Leighton. Martin for 3. And he was cool with the 3-pointer there.
That's a big shot for Derek Martin and the Timberwolves.
Double Payton. Under 9 to play now in the third. Schrempf for 3. Rebound by Ryder. He's got people ahead. By Gugliotta. Nice pass by Ryder. Beautiful play by Googs.
That was a great catch by Tom Gugliotta.
It was. It's the most underrated part, I think, of this game, the way these guys catch the ball.
You're talking about great athletes, Kevin.
Kemp. Johnson. Leighton was there, knocked it away. Just knocked it away. No foul at all. 11 seconds to shoot. I've always been amazed by the way these guys catch the ball. I mean, with all the things going on. Some good hands.
Great concentration, yeah.
9 to shoot. Johnson, he hits this. Start the bus. There's a loose ball foul called on Irvin Johnson, who was brought in as a project, and George Karl and Tim Gerkovich, the assistant coach, this entire staff has worked with him so well.
I mean, he's athletic.
He is.
And he can give the Sonics something they need, a shot blocker.
And he was a draft pick, but he was very raw when he first entered the NBA. Martin weaving through traffic and comes up with 2 with a nice finger roll with the left hand. Leighton the other way. Fouled by Ryder. Wipe away the 2. Ryder is called for the foul.
I mean, Derek Martin makes a great shot at the basket, but how quick are the Sonics to retaliate on the offensive end?
Yep. On Gugliotta. Threw it away. Here comes Garnett with the ball. To Martin. Ryder for 3. Payton. And Hersey Hawkins at the other end.
Where is Derek Martin? You must be back on the break. You are the point guard. No one can leak out behind you. And then he comes down and makes a bad pass.
Minnesota looks winded, and I think you hit it. Uninspired. Was that the word you used?
They are not here.
They're not here.
They are sleeping in Seattle.
Gugliotta fouls Kemp inside. Can't put a big smile on his face. Holding on to that shoulder. Googs got him pretty good. Googs had a good foul last night in Sacramento, too.
a good NBA foul.
Hard foul.
There's one thing Tommy Googs will do. I mean, if you're taking that ball to the basket against him, he will make you pay.
He's fearless.
Yes, he's a tough guy.
Kemp, who like Garnett, came right out of high school, not playing any college basketball. But Kemp had the luxury of sitting out a year. He graduated from high school, did not go to college, went to a junior college, did not play there, but was nonetheless drafted. And so he really was a high school player in the NBA. And the layup by Leighton was good for 2.
But you see how many guys came to that basketball from Seattle.
Just aggressive play. Plus the confidence you gain when you have the best record in the Western Conference. Kemp. Oh, what a play! Sean Kemp goes high and comes in hard. All right, timeout taken. 6:50 in the third. Sonics controlling it here on the Timberwolves television network.
CARE is here to help people help themselves. The progress is really remarkable in Zambia.
Seattle, well, just before the timeout, Sean Kemp demonstrating once again why he is an all-star and so popular in the NBA. Look at the body control on this shot. Amazing finger roll in. And it's also amazing, I think, Kevin and Trent, when you look at Sean Kemp in his 7th year, been around forever, but Sean Kemp is 3 months younger than Christian Laettner.
Isn't that amazing? He doesn't look like he's 25, 24 years old, does he?
Not at all. And the passing, that has been the biggest improvement over the last year. He's worked on various aspects of his game. He's more deliberate, takes the time, and doesn't have the turnovers in the passing end.
That's a good point. He's matured so beautiful here in Seattle. They've really done a nice job with him, bringing him along slowly at the beginning, and kind of like what Minnesota's doing with Garnett, really, just handling him the right way. Laettner working on Kemp. Laettner over Johnson, fouled on the play. That Irvin Johnson got his 4th. He did.
I mean, Irvin Johnson has been a big thorn in his side to the Timberwolves tonight. On the offensive end, he's scoring points. He's clogging up the middle and blocking shots. That's a big plus for the Sonics, and Irvin Johnson might be a player that can help them in the playoffs.
How about a big Pizza Hut pizza right now? Sounds pretty good. Indiana cannot do anything with New Jersey this year.
They just can't beat them.
Lost for a second consecutive time. Charlotte over New York by 20 points.
My old team, the Knicks.
And Detroit continues to improve, and Philadelphia continues to go downhill.
Not my old team.
Sacramento on top of Vancouver after losing last night to Minnesota, and the Magic Johnson and Lakers. Oh! Who puts in a beauty.
The Rain Man. Coming down out of the rain clouds.
Wow. That's pretty. That's the prettiest play in basketball. Well, you something to watch. Garnett loses the ball off his foot.
It's the second prettiest play in basketball.
What's the first?
When you be raining those threes.
There's Kemp. And again, he's just having his way. He is just having his way with Minnesota's interior defense.
He's like a man among boys.
5. The clock is continuing to go. Why would the clock be running? Is that a new rule in the NBA? When you're winning so big, they just roll the clock. It has happened in college basketball and college football before. I've never seen that in the NBA. Ryder to Martin. Knocked away by Irvin Johnson, out of bounds. Shot clock at 5. It was not an artistic knock away, but
I mean, they give you no passing lane.
no, they clog everything up.
Everything.
Leighton's got to put it up because the clock shows 1. Johnson. Peyton. Hawkins.
Secondary fast break. Hershey Hawkins on the finish.
That's a pretty play. The secondary fast break. That's a pretty play.
The guy.
Robinsons, I mean, they play different positions, but I'm telling you what, that's as good a combination. You know, Malone, Stockton, they're great.
Yes, they are.
Garnett. Laettner. Out of bounds off Minnesota.
Their defense is really frustrating the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are passing the ball all over the place.
20 turnovers for the Wolves tonight. We got a quarter and a half to go in the game. Shrimp kisses it nicely off the glass.
Why not? It's Valentine's Day with a nice kiss off the glass.
Don't get any ideas, I think, fella. Don't get any ideas at all. You are my Valentine. Mark Davis in the game with Garnett, Leitner West, and you know, there's a nice steal by Payton and a foul called on Porter.
Another steal by Gary Payton.
And a foul on Porter.
14th foul on Porter called against the Timberwolves.
Here comes Payton. Into Shrimp. Knocked away by Davis. Called the goaltending and count the two.
That was a nice wraparound play by the Sonics. Dennis Shrimp using their curl off their screen as Mark Davis goes up. Yes, he interfered with the ball on the downward.
Nice shot by our director, Tom Mee, and our producer, Skip Kruger. And our numbers and graphics tonight by Al Bryant. Porter with a nice move. Davis with a good rebound. Oh, here comes Doug West with the tomahawk jam.
Nice work on the offensive board by Mark Davis to give the Wolves a second chance.
Payton working. West was there.
But Kevin, if you look at the Sonics, they're quick in every area of the game. On the offensive end, the offense is moving very quickly. Every time the Wolves put the ball on the floor and try to drive to the basket, their defense closes down every lane. That's a team that's playing playoff-type basketball.
The pressures of an NBA coach. Valentine tugs on his tie. He, as a broadcast crew, gave him that tie. Tom Hanneman, in fact, painted that tie for George Karl. And I thought it was some tie. Tom painted those hearts. It's hard to believe, but Tom does that in his off time.
He's pretty gifted.
He's a tie painter.
Pretty gifted?
Gifted, yeah. I don't think gifted's the word. Smart. Talented. West off to Garnett. We're down to 3:15 in the third. Minnesota trails 87-56. West. Rebound by Garnett. Nice pass inside to Davis. And he slams it in.
Great look by Kevin Garnett. Wrapping that ball up to Mark Davis for a strong finish.
The old tie painter himself. Right, Hanny?
You got it, kid.
Kemp to Perkins to Hawkins to the right.
Why not? Everyone else is taking the ball to the basket. Percy Hawkins said, hey, it's my time.
Every starter for Seattle in double figures tonight. Porter can't find anybody. Locates West, who finds Garnett. Now Porter with 5 to shoot. Puts up the runner and hits it. Terry Porter.
Even though the Timberwolves are making baskets, but they are very tough to make.
Minnesota down by 29. Garnett knocked it away. Payton to Shrimp. Out to Hawkins. 3-second violation called on the Sonics.
3-second violation.
You know, Kevin, a team that is so used to playing together, they can always find an open man when the shot clock is running down.
But they're always moving.
Yes.
The other thing is some teams will stand around and watch while a guy or a teammate is in trouble. The Sonics are always moving.
You mean they know where the open man is all the time.
Well, Mark Davis gets some up. Oh, and buckle up for shot. down by 31. Leitner and a Seattle foul. Kemp's got 18 points. But few as pretty as this.
Great steal by Sean Kemp. And look out down below. Look at this hang time. One hand, he has enough time in the air to put the other hand on the ball.
.120 remaining in the third quarter. Wolves trail by 30 points. Leitner the other way as Hawkins comes up short. West was flying in. Hawkins draws the foul.
Now on number 33, Percy Hawkins is third. Second in the last 2
Hawkins,
minutes.
a family man, a guy who came here from the Eastern Conference, played at Philadelphia, played at Charlotte.
This guy's going to be a huge key for the Sonics in the playoffs.
Former college player of the year, played at Bradley Brave.
Under Dick Versace.
Under Dick Versace.
The other Dickie V.
Under Dickie V. One minute remaining in the third quarter. Peyton, Kemp. Oh, he still got it in! He still got it in! That was terrific!
Only special players can make those types of plays. And Sean Kemp is a special player.
That was something to watch. Kemp's got 21. The Sonics lead by 31 points. Quarter for 3. Peyton the other way, running as hard as he did back in the first. Oh, look at the pass to Perkins. Rescues in the game. And here's Sam Perkins. Nice ball rotation. Hawkins.
That's great basketball, Kevin. Even though they have a big lead, but they're still playing good team basketball.
Hawk has got 19. Late. You got it. Counted at the buzzer. And at the end of 3, the Sonics lead it 97-65. North Minneapolis, 5-5-4-0-3. And you see Jerome Allen in. Marquise Bragg comes in. Mark Davis will take the shot. Both got some young bodies out there right now. Snow, Eric Snow is in the game. Fell down for Gugliano.
Number 3, Eric Snow.
Out of the reach of Bragg.
It's a bad pass by Jerome Allen because the angle was poor. When you're trying to feed the post player, you must break the foul line.
David Wingate. There's a whistle. Foul away from the ball. And it was called on Marquise Bragg. Technical foul called on Minnesota's bench. I don't know who's it on. On Jerry Seaston. Was it on Sean Rooks? Was it on Christian Layton? Was it on that lady? Was it on Sam Mitchell? Was it on Terry Porter? Was it on that man right there, reading during a game? How in the world can you do that when you're in Seattle? Don't seem to know. We'll put our Seamuses on it. We'll find out.
Watch it, watch it.
Eric Snow. Wingate. Oh, what a nice rainbow. What a nice shot.
Very tough shot by David Wingate.
He's bounced around a little bit.
Nice head fake as he floats a jumper over Tom Gugliotta. Great poise, though, under pressure.
One shot.
And the three-point play. That's your Minnesota State Lottery daily three-point play. 165. The Sonics. Gugliotta. Can't get it to go.
Now is on number 2, Vincent Askew. His second. First team foul and water substitution for Seattle, number 50, Irvin Johnson.
There's Gugliotta.
Gary Payton.
10:57 remaining in the fourth quarter. And Googs with his first free throw tonight. Happy Valentine's Day. Hey, that guy needs to see a barber. Lane violation, so we got another shot. 167. Eric Snow gets it out to Wingate. Good fake by Snow. Askew. Shot clock at 7. There's Irvin Johnson having a career game tonight. Wingate. Johnson. Oh, they're killing him inside.
He's having a great ball game tonight, Irvin Johnson. Offensive rebounding, and he's scoring well on the inside.
He's got 12. It looks too easy. It does. Absolutely too easy.
It seems as if the Seattle SuperSonics are at practice.
One last night against Phoenix. We're going to win tonight against Minnesota.
SuperSonics substitution number 1,
Sherrell Ford will come in the game.
Ford replacing Sam Perkins.
They'll replace Sam Perkins. O'Malley, second round pick out of Penn, lines down low to Gugliotta.
That was a great move by Gugliotta. Taking the ball right to the chest of Irvin Johnson. Goes with a great spin to the baseline. Strong, acrobatic move to the basket.
104-69. Sonics, 9.5 to play. Gugliotta. Tom went to San Diego with his wife, Doug West, and his wife, Lola, for the All-Star break. Scoops, if you had lost any money on the course, to Doug, who's a great golfer. And Tom is just kind of picking up the game and enjoying it, he says, more he plays it. And there's a foul called on Jerome Allen.
Didn't lose any money to Doug?
Well, you know what? Now that I'm thinking of the story, he never really told me. It seems like I asked him. I wish I could finish the story. But I just remembered halfway through, he didn't tell me if he won. I have a feeling he didn't lose that much. He talked to me last night on the elevator. There's Eric Snow, whose brother Percy Snow played in the NFL as a line bouncer. Askew from Snow.
That was a great shot by Vincent Askew. Making a tough basket in heavy traffic.
36-point Seattle lead. Davis off the edge. Gugliotta.
Seattle ball.
Off of Minnesota. 8:45 to play in this game here in Seattle tonight. Wolves will jet back home and get home about 4 o'clock. Chicago comes to town on Friday. It's a difficult 2-game stretch here with Seattle tonight and Chicago coming up on Friday. There's a Minnesota steal. Ahead is Guglielmo, but Allen didn't see him. And the foul is called on the Sonics.
No basket.
That pass had been made right away by Jerome Allen.
You're talking about making an early decision yourself
Right.
before. Just act. Don't think, but act.
Just pass the ball. I mean, Goog was out in front. Should have been an easy 2 for the Timberwolves.
Bragg to West. And Tommy Gunn. Picked up by Sherrell Ford. Even the 12th man looks good.
I mean, even though they bring in their subs, but their defensive intensity does not slack off.
There's a nice little spin move by Ford. Good rebound by Bragg. Ahead it goes to Allen. 3 on 4, and a charge called on Jerome Allen.
Offensive foul number 53, Jerome Allen, is second.
And here comes Sean Rooks in the game. A fan just handed me a note saying, "Where's Rooks? Where's Rooks?" And sure enough, here he comes.
He's here.
He's here. He's in the house, and he's going to come in just a second. Nice play. Ford can't get it to go, and it's out of bounds at the second on the shot.
Number 45, Sean
That's the second nice pass that Clinton Askew has made tonight like that. The wraparound behind the back. Boy, that's a great pass.
Guglielmo leads. Rooks is in. Snow misses the 3-point shot. And a foul called on Wingate.
Foul is on number 25, David Wingate, his first. Fourth.
Tough night for Cliff Saunders.
You know, Kevin, Hubie Brown always told me there'll be 5 games in the season. One way or the other. You're going to win by 25 or you're going to get blown out, and there's nothing you can do about it.
So tonight is one of those games.
And tonight is one of those games.
He was a wise man. Rooks. And he hooks it all.
Sean Rooks.
Hooks. Hey, it's kind of rhyme, Kevin. Great. I like that. Great.
Trent, I think it's time you take a little breather here, my friend. You start listening to me, you're in big trouble. I always ask you. Johnson.
Oh, my! Urban with the fall away. Not like it looks like Earl Monroe used to fall away.
Singer. Here comes Bragg. He hooks it off the glass and puts it in for 2. 108-74 the Sonics. Askew. And they can't get it to go with Sherrell Ford. Foul called on Doug West. And a timeout taken. We're in the 4th quarter. 6.5 to play. It's 108-74 Seattle. But Tom, the most underrated part about him is that he wore those love beads that you were making en masse back in the 70s.
You know, I've been involved with so many things that it's hard for me to even remember all the various entrepreneurial ventures I've been.
You're painting ties,
Oh,
you paint beads. You've done it all. You've done it all. Irvin Johnson into Doug West. And West picks up the foul.
Doug West is second. 15 foul penalty.
The Minnesota Timberwolves and
Irvin Johnson at the line.
NBA invite you to the 5th annual trading card and collectible show. February 23rd through the 25th. Call 1-800-337-DUNK for more information. Scores from around the NBA tonight. Eric Snow. He's got numbers and he's got Johnson. There's West again. And there's Askew. And there's the steal. Oh! Johnson.
Irving Johnson is having a career night against the Wolves.
Fouls on number 45, Sean Rooks.
He takes the ball strong with the finish over Sean Rooks.
He's got a career high 18 points, make it 19. He's got 9 rebounds. His career there is 13. He was having one of those nights that he will long remember. Jerome Allen for 3. Barely moved the net, it was so true.
Jerome Allen for 3.
Did nothing but the bottom of the hole.
Uh-oh, we got some pushing now as Wingate and Mark Davis have to be separated. Marquise Bragg got in there and separated the two. Oh, look at that. No punch was called up your dukes.
I got a double foul at both of them. This is what we got a double foul. One on Wingate and one on 7. It's no team foul. No team foul. Okay. Then I got double technicals with ejections. Double foul and double technicals. Right. And it's Minnesota's ball. Seattle's ball at free throw line extended.
A double foul on the play. First of all, number 7, Mark Davis for Minnesota, his first. Also a foul on David Wingate, his second. Also double technical fouls have been called. And ejections of David Wingate and Mark Davis.
Well,
Minnesota ball on the side.
so Davis is gone. Wingate is gone.
Seattle ball on the side. Mercy Hawkins in the game replacing David Wingate.
Look at Wingate. I mean, he was ready.
Kevin Garnett checks into the game for Minnesota, replacing Davis.
But Mark Davis never threw a punch.
Kevin Garnett had his shoes untied. Now he has been called back into service. And go back to his shoe again, Tom, because he's got his, look at his laces. He tied him and his laces are... now he's tying the laces of his trousers. He's busy doing that. A lot of ropes, a lot of strings on him. 5.5 to play. Snow. Askew. Snow. And inside the 4. Oh, and it's stuck.
Jump ball.
They call the jump ball. Automatically call the jump ball. The ball is wedged in there, as it oftentimes is in the NBA. I've seen guys take shots and it's wedged in there. I saw Larry Bird take a shot when it was wedged right between the rim and the glass.
And I would say that's a bad shot.
Yeah, I was about ready to say I saw you do it, but then I just held my tongue and said no.
I have never.
I know. I didn't. I said
in my entire career.
I said I was about to say it, but but I couldn't think of, I just want to get you going. 5:10 remaining in the game. There's Snow. 115-77. I will not lie, this has not been a very good game for Minnesota. They have not played very well. So Seattle has. And there's Snow. It's in.
Eric Snow is a good penetrator. He was very good at Michigan State and taking the ball to the basket and creating offense for his teammates. Rooks with a strong finish at the basket.
Hawkins. Brandon Johnson bumping into Rooks. He comes up with 2. This kid cannot miss. He's got 21 points, a career high.
Brandon Johnson is having his way with the Timberwolves.
He's in there talking to Rooks right now. And Rooks again. He hooks it home.
He said, go ahead, Rooks. I will let you score this time. You let me score on the other end, and I'll take care of you on the other end.
Sean's done a pretty good job. Sean's got 6 points.
Here he comes, so check it out.
Yep.
Here he goes, see?
It's as if you played this game.
Right. You know, hey, game is over. I'll let you score if you let me score.
Foul is on number 33, Marquise Bragg.
Go ahead and read this, Mr. Know-It-All.
From Aflac?
Go ahead. Go ahead and read this, would you?
We would like to thank Aflac Twin Cities, one of our proud sponsors of Timberwolves basketball. Close the gaps in your insurance with Aflac.
Tell you what, there are a lot of gaps in a lot of people's insurance.
You know, I must get some of this insurance.
I'll give you some insurance. I'll get some insurance. Allen tried to jam. It goes the other way. And
Sean just comes back and tells you, oh! Rookie!
Yeah. How about some hustling by Sean Rooks?
That's a great sign for a guy who's playing in a game that is meaningless, and he hustles back and breaks up this fast break.
That's pretty good. You got to admire a guy like in a game like this. Rejection by Garnett. West ahead to Allen. Slapped away by Snow. A foul called on Eric Snow.
I mean, we heard that slap.
Yeah.
We heard that slap.
Snow, his first 15 foul penalty.
Magic is back, folks, and with the Timberwolves' 3-game mini plan, you've got a chance to see them play again. See the Lakers in April, plus the Knicks and the Celtics in March at the Target Center. All 673-1645. Must order by March 9th. Call now. Tickets subject to availability. $121.82. Sonics have never trailed. Minnesota has never led. So we had one time at 4, and that was it. Oh, my goodness. No!
Someone said that Irvin Johnson is a free agent at the end of the year. This is the coming out party of Irvin Johnson. When things are going well, they go well.
Garnett was fouled by Ford, and Garnett with the miss. Irvin Johnson tonight. 26 points, 10 rebounds, 5 blocks. What a game. What a game.
And we came into this ball game talking about Sean Kemp and Gary Payton.
What were we thinking? Hawkins for 3. This team knows no mercy. Allen. Wow. Kevin playing some nice defense here. That's pretty. Garnett has gone 4 of 6 tonight. He's got 8. No.
That was a strong move to the basket.
Foul on number 45, Sean Rooks, his 4th. Timeout, Minnesota.
We looked a little bit at that Seattle bench and yeah. They loved it. This is the Timberwolves television network. Well,
what do you want to say? You got something you want to tell me?
it's time to leave. Time to go home.
Irvin Johnson for another three.
They want it, don't they?
Give him another three.
Johnson. Johnson in the rooks. Johnson.
Oh!
He has become a story unto himself tonight.
Magic 2.
Foul on number 45, Sean Brooks.
They've not been able to stop him nor contain him.
Johnson for 2.
All right, catch the Timberwolves next game on MSC Wednesday, February 28th, 7 o'clock. Phoenix in town at the Target Center. MSC, your Timberwolves connection. Irvin Johnson, 28 points, 11 rebounds. Brooks. Garnett, oh, nice pass to Craig. Good pass by Garnett.
A nice finish by Marquise.
Johnson.
They're not calling any fouls. They want this game to end.
They must have a red eye or something coming up. They got
dinner plans.
Yes. Johnson into Rooks. Dribbled off his foot. Snow. Garnett with the steal up to Allen. See Garnett. Allen seal. Hold on Hawkins.
University of Hawkins is scored. Kevin Garnett to the free throw line. Garnett shooting 1 penalty shot for 2 shots.
Garnett's got 10. 25 seconds left. Irvin Johnson, another rebound.
Three.
Irvin Johnson. Irvin Johnson. Irvin Johnson. Rejected by Garnett. Foul called on Irvin Johnson.
6.
Irvin Johnson is gone, but the crowd is in a frenzy.
What a ball game.
Into the game to replace number 34, Greg Gronkowski, replacing Irvin Johnson. Sean Brooks
Ricks at the line, 11 seconds to play. Rebound by Garnett. Taken away by Snow. Garnett won't let him get by midcourt.
Foul number 21, Kevin Garnett, his second. Eric Snow at the free throw line, SuperSonics.
1 second left. Eric Snow at the line.
2 shots.
rebound of Minnesota tonight, 35-23. Minnesota had 27 turnovers. 27 turnovers. Minnesota will lose it by 37 points. Their worst ever loss was 39. This is the third worst loss in the history of the franchise. A long trip home to Minneapolis. This is the Timberwolves Television Network.